Good morning, first graders. So, for our writing lesson today, we're going to continue work on our narratives that we started last time. Y'all remember your narratives, right?
Yes.
So, our first step we did last week was our pre-write. And that was when we had our paper and we were brainstorming ideas of what we did in the summer, right? We were talking about fun things we did. We were coming up with ideas for our story. And so our next stage, which is today, we're going to continue on our stories with our rough draft. And our rough draft is going to be the first, it does not have to be pretty, no spelling, y'all can just get your ideas flowing. And then next week we're going to edit our drafts to make them perfect and ready to turn in. But for today, the word rough means that it can be a mess, it can be just getting your sentences flowing from the from the pre-write to the rough draft. Okay, so my story last week, I told y'all about how I went to the beach, right? That was my story from the summer. So when I was at the beach, the first step, I went to the beach, and then my next step is when I was at the beach, I stepped on a rock and my foot was bleeding. It was a sad day. So stepped on a rock. Ouch. Stepped, can't spell, on a rock. And then the third step is that after I stepped on the rock and my foot was bleeding, we had to drive to the doctor's to get it fixed.
Was it far?
It was far. It was like 20 minutes.
I don't like the doctors.
You don't like the doctors?
No.
I didn't either. But that is the end of that's the end of my story, right? So I went to the beach, I stepped on a rock, and I went to the doctor's. The reason I wrote my story in these 3 steps is because this is the beginning. The first step in my story, the beginning. And then second step, we're going to call the middle. And then the third step is going to be the end. When we're writing our stories to make a good story, you should try to have your stories include 3 steps, the beginning, the middle, and the end. So, I've already passed out your pre-writes that we did from last week. Y'all are going to look them over, and then you're going to see, does your story have a beginning, a middle, and an end? And then I want you all to look at your partners and then share them your story and kind of discuss where's your beginning, where's your middle, and your end.
You go first, sir.
My beginning was driving to the concert. My middle was actually at the concert. And lastly was, leaving the concert.
I'm happy the concert.
It was fun.
You said it last time.
Beautiful. So now that we've shared our stories, we're going to share them up here on the board. So, what was your story about?
That was the one I met Kobe.
Met Kobe.
So first step is I went to LA.
Went to LA, perfect. So we're going to call it the middle of our story, right?
That's the beginning, okay?
Went to LA, the beginning, you're right. Good correcting me. And then the second step, the middle.
This one I met Kobe.
Met Kobe. We could also call this one the climax of our story. Because
That sounds dope.
that seems like the most exciting part, right? It sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your climax.
It was fun.
And then what about the end?
He beat me in a basketball game.
He beat you?
Yeah.
Oh man, so we lost at basketball?
Yeah. No, I don't want to take a nail.
So, perfect. So we have 3 steps to our story, just like that, beginning, middle, and end. Perfect. So now, on our desk, we've also passed out 3 pages, just like the ones we had our pre-write. And so we're going to use the first page for the beginning, the second page for the middle, and then the third page for the end. And I want you all to draw a picture for each of your steps. So in this story, you'd have a picture for LA, a picture for your meeting Kobe, and then a picture for when you lost at the basketball game. And then in mine, my 3 boxes, I would have 3 pages, right? And then in my first one, I'm going to draw a picture of the beach. And it's all fun, right? And then who remembers what my middle was? What happened in the climax?
You stepped on a rock and you made you bleed.
Right, I stepped on a rock and my foot was bleeding. See?
Oh,
This is the climax of my story. See,
You
your
have a
climax is
climax.
happy. My climax, not so much. And then who remembers my end? What happened at the end?
You went to a doctor.
I went to the doctor. But it was a happy ending because the doctor fixed my foot. All right. So now we're gonna use our pages, and then y'all are gonna do the same thing with your 3.